Okay, now let's look at the concepts of parallel and perpendicular. Here's a line that I've graphed and a point that's not on the line, and we'll look at drawing a line through this point that's parallel to the given line, and then we'll look at how to draw a line through this point that's perpendicular to the given line. The key to finding the parallel or the perpendicular is finding the gradient. So the gradient of this line we're going to figure out from its two intercepts. This first intercept is -2, 0. It's on the x-axis. This intercept, let's put it over here, is 0, 1. It's on the y-axis. So that makes the calculation of m, the change in y over the change in x. So the change in y from here to here is it went up 1. Or you could say 1 minus 0. Then the change in x is, well, it went over 2. Or you could say 0 minus a -2, which would give it a 1 on the top and a 2 on the bottom, and that's the slope of 1/2. So this line has a gradient or slope of 1/2. A parallel line through this point will also have the slope of 1/2. So if I start with this point right here, and I want a parallel line, I do the same sort of gradient calculation I do there. I rise 1 in a run of 2, and I put a point there. Let's do another one so it'll be easier to draw the line. If I have more points, it'll be easier to draw it. And now if I get my ruler, I can draw a parallel line through these 3 points. I could find more if I wanted to be more accurate, but that should be enough. You can see a parallel line there. And parallel lines never meet, so it doesn't intersect. All right, that goes through this point, and it's parallel to this line. Now if I want to do a perpendicular through this line, then I need a different slope. Not the same slope, right? These two have the same slope or same gradient. The gradient of the perpendicular is negative reciprocal. So for the perpendicular, which is this symbol like that, if I want the slope of the perpendicular, then I take -1 over the original slope. So that's -1 over 1/2. That's -2. So I want the slope of the perpendicular through this point to have a slope of -2. So let's start at this one. If I want the gradient or slope to be -2, then when I run 1, I go down 2. And then when I run another one, I go down another 2. That should be enough. Now, when I put the ruler down through all these points, I'm going to draw a perpendicular line. And that perpendicular line should intersect both of these, since they're parallel, at 90 degrees. And so that's a nice 90-degree right angle there. So that's the connection with gradient, parallel, and perpendicular. Parallel lines have the same gradient. Perpendicular lines have a gradient that's 1 over a negative of the original. Another way to look at the perpendicular gradient is that if I multiply the gradient of the perpendicular line, which is the green one, times the original line, which is the red one, I should always get -1. So if I multiply -2 times 1/2, yes, I get -1. So that's the easiest way to find the perpendicular line.